Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen on my phone. Again, praying it doesn't die. So we're gonna be going over a few things today. A lot of your basics. Oh, cool. Okay, it seems to be working. Hi.
Sorry, I forgot about today.
That's totally fine. You don't have to apologize.
Are we here on Wednesday with the scan, the computer scan? Is that you?
No, that's Mr. Gray.
Yeah, that's actually a different thing. If you want to go to that, you should. But yeah. I saw that too. I got a little confused. I thought it was
I
like.
was confused.
So if you want to go to another one, then you should. Nope, haven't even started yet. Okay, so today we're going to be Today we're going to be going over iPhone basics. So what you can see on my phone is being projected onto the screen here. So let's just go ahead and get started. So first of all, I have my phone sitting here. We'll let it sit there comfortably for a moment. Can I borrow your phone for like 10 seconds?
Sure.
Thank you so much. So first, the very first thing I'd like to go over is what it means for a phone to be on or off. So basically, so there's a difference between having the screen off and having the phone off. So one is, here's the screen, right? And you turn it on and off.
It goes over by itself.
Yeah, over time, right? So depending on the distance, or not the distance, the time, it'll turn itself off after like 30 seconds. The screen will turn itself off. Now this is different from the phone turning, oh, hopefully the Zoom can hear me. Yeah, so this is different from the phone actually turning off its hardware. So one of these is the phone is just turning off the screen, and it's just doing that to save battery. Another one of these is the phone is turning itself off entirely. It's no longer updating any of the software. It's not receiving any messages. It's not receiving any calls, but it's also not expending any battery life whatsoever. So the way you would turn off your iPhone, and this is a little different on Android, is you would hold the power button down, right? And what's going to happen is after a few seconds, it shows you this, slide to power off, and you can take this and slide it to the right. I'm not going to because that would be stupid for the lesson, but yeah.
Okay, just hold the button down.
Yes, okay.
And then slide.
Yep, that's it. And on an Android, it'll be similar, yeah.
I was told, if I have an iPhone, that we should do this periodically to reboot the system.
Not a bad idea.
Is that true?
I haven't really heard that before.
And so then they told us you should do it like on a monthly basis.
I honestly, like, if my phone is,
I don't do it, I mean, if
I don't do it either. I don't think it's detrimental if you don't do it,
Okay.
but like,
Because I never leave it off and I just do it and then turn it back on.
yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, I don't tend to do that either. I mean, if my phone is acting particularly slow, I will do that. I'll restart the phone. So it's certainly a viable option if your phone's acting stupid one day. But as like a health checkup thing, I don't think it's necessary.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, we can go ahead and cross that off the list. So there is an important distinction to make between turning off the screen on your phone and actually turning off the phone. It's exactly the same with a computer. So like with a computer, you might have your tower, which is the actual machine, and then you'll have the screen that projects all of its information. If you turn off the screen, the computer is still on. You're just turning off the display, which then saves you some power. It's exactly the same with the phone. If you tap the power button, which I won't do because it'll break the stream, it just turns off the screen, but it doesn't actually turn off the device. So that's the first thing. Next is closing apps. So if you have an iPhone, how do you close an app and why is it important? So I'm going to go ahead and open, let's see, we'll open the calendar. Okay, so here's my calendar, right? Which we will also be going over. Now, let's say I hit the home button on my screen. I hit the home button on my screen. It goes back to home. Now, calendar might be using a little bit of battery power in the background. So if we want to avoid that, and again, there will be something similar on Androids, you want to double tap the home button. So I take the home button and I double tap it, right? And this will show me all of the apps I have open. Right now it's only Zoom and Calendar, but I can take the program and I can swipe it up, and that stops the app from running in the background.
But it doesn't remove it.
No, it doesn't remove it.
All these apps are using power, even if they're not being used.
Yeah, so if they're running in the background, it depends on the app. Like something like I don't know, calendar, like I just did, is probably not going to use much power at all.
A podcast,
What's that?
like a podcast.
But yeah, like a podcast or like Facebook. Oh my God, Facebook eats battery like a.
Even if you don't use
Yes, even if you're if Facebook or Messenger tend to use up a lot of battery life. So if you find that there's an app expelling a lot of battery life, you want to close the app again by hitting the double tap. And then I'm not going to do it for Zoom, obviously. But then you just take it and you slide it up.
You
On
just
an-
tap the phone twice.
You tap the home button
it.
twice.
You don't have a home button, I have a swipe.
So then there's some kind of way on. Oh yeah, wait, you have an iPhone, right? So you have to like you have like an older or a newer version, right? It doesn't have a home button. So with those, you like it's a little weird, but you take your thumb and then like swipe up from the bottom in a certain way.
But it doesn't remove it from your.
No,
apps.
no.
It just cuts it off the power.
Exactly. It stops it from running in the background, right? Which is not the
But then
same.
you have to remember, how do you activate it again?
You just open the app. Yeah. All you're doing is you're just stopping the program. That's all. You're not deleting it. You're not temporarily deleting it. You're just stopping the program. The same way, like if you were on a computer and you hit the X button, right? Same exact thing. It's like here on my computer. If I took my mouse and I hit the little X button up here, same thing. Same kind of thing. So it's not deleting it, it's just stopping it from running in the background. Okay. Next thing I'm going to go over is the iPhone slide up menu. So I have an older version of the iPhone. You're welcome to come in, by the way, if you want. But I have an older version of the iPhone, so it's a little different on my machine. But
You need help?
No. I don't know you. I know that. I think you have some kind of mention that you be too sophisticated for this guy. Compadre,
hola,
¿cómo estás? Uno?
bien, ¿y tú?
Y los colores siguen siendo lo mismo.
I'm just teaching about iPhones right now.
He said you got a lot of coins. Can you follow the
Rules.
All right, let's just go over the app. Okay.
2:30.
two say?
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Good afternoon.
Hasta luego, señor. All right, so, oh yeah, slide out menu. So on the iPhone, I have an iPhone 7. It's a little, no, actually it's pretty similar on like an iPhone 12 or 13, either one. But all you gotta do is take your thumb, swipe up like that from the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
And this gives you a few options, which are customizable. I think if you just like hold it down or something like that, or I'll show you settings too, don't worry. But this gives you some quick options, which are very valuable. And Androids will have something similar if you swipe from the bottom or from the top of the screen. Yeah, it'll have some of the same sorts of options. See here at the top, you have your Wi-Fi, location, volume, stuff like that. So they're just like, it's like quick access to settings without needing to go to the actual settings app. So yeah, and you'll see like there's, yeah, you have Wi-Fi, you have location, stuff like that. Yeah. So on the iPhone, we can see we have a few options. Let's take it from the top left. So you can see the little airplane icon. So that's airplane mode. When do we turn on airplane mode?
I'm here.
On the airplane. It's pretty straightforward.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
You turn it on when you're.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody does, but you're supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah. And all it does is it disables cellular data, not Wi-Fi. It disables cellular data.
You
So
can't use your phone.
what's that?
You can't use your phone.
No, you can use your phone. It's just it's not going to receive cellular data. So do you understand what the difference is between data and Wi-Fi?
No.
So this depends on your phone's plan. But oh, and here you can see I'm manipulating my volume meter really easily, which is nice. Anyways, the difference between cellular data and Wi-Fi. So the difference between data and Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi is generally like it's just internet access. Or okay, both of them give you internet access. Wi-Fi is based on your location. So if you're in a building that has a Wi-Fi network, you can connect to their Wi-Fi. That's what I'm doing on my laptop and on my phone. I'm connected to the Carter Burden Network Wi-Fi, right? Or whatever their name is, CBN Wi-Fi.
Excuse me, you do that every time you come here, do you?
Yeah, because the reception isn't very good in the building. So data is not dependent on location. So conceivably, you can get data anywhere, which is nice because it means you get internet access anywhere. However, it requires you to have a certain plan with your phone company. And you're sometimes limited how much you get per month. So different plans will give you different amounts of data. I have unlimited data, but your data plan might be like 5 gigabytes, which is relatively small and you have to be careful with. Even something like 100 gigabytes per month, you have to be kind of careful with because movies will use that very quickly. But cellular data is just, if your phone has connection to a nearby phone tower, you can access the internet. Which again, if you're in the wilderness of Canada, you're not going to get data. But if you're in the middle of Manhattan, unless you're in like unless you're like on the subway and it's moving between stops, or if you're in like a big skyscraper surrounded by hundreds of people, you'll probably get data.
I heard that now I understand, some people used to go to Bryant Park.
Yeah.
because That was.
Bryant Park has free Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Bryant Park has free Wi-Fi. So your phones have access to Wi-Fi, but not computers. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Your phone has access to data, but not computers. Generally speaking, if your phone can connect to a phone tower, you have access to data if your plan supports that. Laptops don't generally have that functionality. So in order to access the internet on a laptop, you need Wi-Fi. So if you want to take your laptop and go like sit in a park and access the internet, Bryant Park would be a nice spot because Bryant Park has free public Wi-Fi, which I've used personally. So yeah, you can actually turn off that by clicking. I'm not going to again because I think it would screw something up. So this is airplane mode. You tap that when you're on an airplane. Simple enough. This is cellular data.
if it's off, what color is it on the iPhone? If you tap.
This one?
No, the airplane.
So right now it's off. I have it off.
Gray is off.
Gray is off. To generally, great question. Generally speaking, in iPhone color coding world, this is off.
Oh,
Yeah.
gray is off.
Yes, gray is off.
Thank you.
So if you turn this on, this will turn orange. Orange is for some reason that's the color of airplane mode. Don't ask me why. This is cellular data. I have unlimited, so I don't tend to turn it off. But if you want to turn it off, you just tap it and it'll turn gray. Wi-Fi, again, we tap it. On an iPhone, there's actually 2 ways to turn this off. If I tap it once, it will turn white. So what that means is it turns itself off for 24 hours, but then the next day it automatically turns itself back on. The reason it does that is because Apple's trying to encourage you to use Wi-Fi, because if you just use data all the time, unless you have unlimited, then it's okay. But if you always use data for everything you ever do, then you're in danger of exceeding your phone's plan. And if you do that, they charge you a lot of money. So, and then this is Bluetooth. If you have like a speaker or you have a pair of headphones, they'll use Bluetooth to connect. Yeah.
A pair of headphones.
Yeah, like wireless headphones will use Bluetooth. Yeah, and if you buy something like that, so if you buy a pair of wireless headphones or a speaker or something that like plays audio from your phone without the use of a cord, right? It'll come with a little instruction manual to help you figure out how to hook it up. So other settings we have here, we have the ability to lock the rotation of the screen. You can see me tapping it right now. You see that? So what that does is if I turn that on and I tilt my phone to the side, notice it's not changing anything about the display. So this is helpful. I do this when I'm like laying in bed like this, and I want to read my phone without it like rotating. So there's different uses for that. There's also focus mode. Now this is very, very, very nice. I like to use this feature a lot. So what focus mode does is if I turn it on, I just tap this little moon here, right? So if I tap the little moon that you can see changing on my screen, it will turn do not disturb on. Now what this does is if my phone's screen is off, so if the screen is off, then someone texts me, calls me, whatever, it won't turn on the screen. It won't buzz, it won't do anything.
Is that different from silent mode?
It's pretty much the same thing.
I usually do
Oh,
silent mode.
So silent mode is like, if
It's
you,
the same, you get everything, but you don't get a notification.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
don't lose it.
no, you don't lose anything. So like, I tend to turn on do not disturb if I'm studying, for example. And like, I can't, it's like kind of hard for me to focus sometimes, but part of my attempt at focusing is I'll like turn on do not disturb and then throw my phone on my bed. So even if somebody calls me, it won't like, it won't make a buzzing noise, nothing, right? Because those can be distracting, as you guys know. If you actually tap the rectangle itself, so not like here I'm tapping the crescent moon, right? If I tap the rectangle that encloses the moon, we have a few options. So I can turn on different modes. So if I'm sleeping, I'll turn on like I don't tend to use these personally, but you can. You can turn on sleep mode, driving mode. I don't know what this is, personal focus. I mean, I don't know, you can get really into it if you want, but I'm not going to. Driving mode, work, whatever. So yeah, do not disturb. It's pretty robust. I think the most recent iPhone update made this a very robust feature. It's a very nice feature. Also, you have a flashlight. That I don't know what more I could say about that. It's a flashlight. I can only.
I think you could say how to turn it off because I've dropped mine and the light came on.
Oh yeah. And that could be a real pain. Yeah. So again, if you have an iPhone, you have an Android. So on the Android, if you swipe down, and you look at some of the quick settings, there will be one for the flashlight probably. On an iPhone, again, if I just swipe up, I can hit the little flashlight icon. Oh, it stopped showing my screen. Why did it do that? That's goofy. The wonders of modern technology here. Here, and then I can show you. So if you swipe down on your phone and then tap perfect. So there you go. Try tapping that. Or tap a little, you have to tap the icon on the There you go. And then you have a flashlight.
And turn it off. Go
You just
back
do it
into
and
the-
yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. Okay, so that's how you turn the flashlight on and off. Sometimes it will like turn itself on without you even realizing it, which is a little embarrassing, but who cares? And you just tap it again to turn it off. A fun fact, actually, you can change the intensity of the flashlight if I hold the icon down. So if I tap it, it'll turn the flashlight on, right? But if I hold down the icon, I can actually turn it off by tapping the bottom rectangle, or I can increase the intensity of the flashlight. So like, I mean, I'm not gonna shine it in your face, but like this is it at max, and then like we can turn it down to like 1 and it's a little dimmer. And then if I tap the bottom rectangle, if I tap the bottom rectangle, it turns itself off. There's a timer function, which is exactly what it sounds like. You have like a laundry machine. Then why does it keep doing that? It's just trying to not let me teach you guys. 1 second.
Can we go back for one question about Wi-Fi?
Absolutely.
In my apartment, I know the building has Wi-Fi,
Uh-huh.
and I have a section where I have a box. I usually turn it off because I feel, is that safe for you to do? Other people cannot intercept what I'm doing.
If you're on your own network, it's pretty hard.
So, I mean, so I don't have to, I usually turn it off if I'm home.
Yeah, well, so do you have like a router at
I
home?
do.
So if you can connect your phone to your router, it's a very secure connection.
But
No.
if I don't,
If you connect it to somebody else's Wi-Fi,
how do I know I'm not connected to anybody else's Wi-Fi?
so the thing is in order to join a Wi-Fi network, you have to be pretty deliberate. So let me show you real quick. I guess actually I'll go to settings. So if I go to settings, right? And then I go to Wi-Fi. So here it's listing out a whole bunch of Wi-Fi networks, right? So, I mean, look, it has a broke man's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We have like 50 different nice spectrum Wi-Fi's, Starry 13964, whatever. Now, obviously, I want to connect to BCA guest, which I already have, so that's fine.
So you have to choose.
You have to choose the Wi-Fi network. So what you want to do is you want to go home, pick up your router, like physically pick it up, look at the underside of the router. There will be a sticker which has the name of the router and the password needed to join. So yeah, you can join your router. That's totally safe. You can join your router. So what I would encourage you to do, because it will save you, it'll make your connection better. And if you're not on unlimited data, this is pretty important. So you want to go to your home, find your router. They'll have some cords coming out of it, whatever. Physically pick it up, look at the underside. It will say the name of the router. So I don't know if you have like Comcast, maybe it's like Comcast 0827. And then the password will be anything between like a whole bunch of random numbers and letters, or maybe it'll be like 3 different words.
But it should be listed in my settings.
Yes, if you're standing next to your router and then you go to join a Wi-Fi
So
network,
it's already there.
you have to be standing close to it, but yeah, it'll be picked up by your phone
Thank you.
for sure. So again, to review, and I guess we'll just go into settings from now. Actually, okay, wait. So to do Wi-Fi stuff, we click settings, right? And then this is where it'll take us. It'll take us to the starting screen. So Wi-Fi is like the 4th thing listed. It's like right here, right? Can you see it on the stream? Yeah. So Wi-Fi is like one of the first things listed. So we tap Wi-Fi. We can turn Wi-Fi on and off with the little slider at the top. I have it on because I don't get very good reception in the building, so I don't want to rely on data. But yeah, then it'll list all your different networks. So what your, I guess, homework is go to your apartment or house or whatever, find the router, look at the underside, and then see the name of the Wi-Fi network, find it in the list of networks, and then tap on it. It will ask you for the password. So then you put in the password displayed on the router, and then you'll be able to connect to your internet. So there you go. So a few more things from the swipe up menu that I'll show you. So we have the timer, I already showed you that. We have a calculator, which is, I don't know what else I could say about this. It's a calculator, like 13 times
Where is
7.
calculating?
So it might not show up, and I'll show you, but on an iPhone, if I swipe up, we have a calculator available right here. So just like that. And then also on an iPhone, very important feature that I like to use a lot, battery saver. So this guy right here, Androids have the same thing. It's probably called like power save or something like that, but it'll be a battery icon. And you can see it in the bottom right. I'm tapping it right now. Can you see? So what this does is it just saves battery power at the expense of performance. So you'll notice your phone will act stupider, like noticeably stupider, like it'll be a lot slower, but it'll save you some battery life. I tend to turn this on, like if I know I'm gonna be out for a few hours, and even if my phone's at 100%, I'll just turn it on preemptively from the beginning. Because then it'll extend my phone's back. I'm telling you, this is an older model. This is like an iPhone 7. So the battery life, if I just sit and use this, like if I sit at a chair and use this for like an hour and a half straight, it'll put me at like 40%, just like that. If I'm not doing anything with my phone, it'll last a few months for sure. But the screen in particular drains a lot of battery life, as do a lot of network features like streaming, stuff like that. If you're calling someone on Facebook, for example, it'll eat your battery. So battery saver is a nice way to extend the life of your battery. Then of course we can tune the brightness from here, right? So I'm making the phone screen, I make it dimmer or brighter, right? And then also the volume is a pretty easy thing to change as well. Cool. So one more thing, if you want to customize that menu, you can go to settings. And then we go back to this is like the home screen of settings. So then we can scroll down to control center. Yeah. So on an iPhone, we start, this is the beginning of settings, right? We scroll down to control center underneath general, tap control center, and then we can add and remove functions from the swipe up. So actually, I'm going to add the alarm, but yeah. So I've added my own, including the flashlight, timer, calculator. I can also add like a camera, dark mode, hearing, whatever. I mean, stopwatch, text size. This could be pretty useful. So here, let's try this out. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add the text size.
Can you tell us how you got to that point?
Sure thing. So to review, I'm going to close settings. So let's go to settings.
Oh,
And then we start, so it'll go to settings, it'll start us here. And then we can scroll down and we tap control center. And then we can add and remove functions with the little minus and plus signs. Again, on an Android, this will be slightly different, but yeah. So let me show you actually. I went ahead and I added this text size feature here, right? So this guy right here. So now when I swipe up, you'll notice there's a new button. There's actually two new buttons. So I added this alarm feature, which is great because I can just tap it and like change around my alarm. Sorry. No, all good. So here you can see my different alarms. I can turn them on and off. You know. And also, if I go ahead and I swipe up, I can go ahead and change the text size. This is actually really nice. So I've added this function where I can change the text size. So if I go ahead and tap this, we can increase, maybe let's have the text size be 135%. So now everything is going to be bigger.
Everything, it'll stay that way?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you're gonna lose, how to read, whatever.
But it doesn't change much. It just makes it more legible. So
So it won't fit, I mean, make it more difficult to read,
No.
you have less.
no. So like this is like the meter, right? So I could take my finger and like turn it up and down, right? If I have it all the way up, it'll go to 135. I have it at 100%, but you can also change it so it only affects the home screen or it affects all apps. But yeah, this could be a pretty nice feature if you want to make your text bigger.
What is wallpaper?
Wallpaper.
What is that?
Great question. Wallpaper is a nice way to customize your phone. So this is something that's ubiquitous across iPhones and Androids. If you go to settings, wherever your settings app is, if you scroll all the way up, it'll give you a little search bar. So you tap the search bar, and then you can type in a setting you're looking for. So for example, I want to customize the, what was it called? I want to customize the control center. So let's say I don't know where the hell in settings to find control center. So I just go up here and type in control center.
So you don't have to.
You don't have to do scavenger hunts to find a setting. You can just look it up and there you go. Control center is the first result. I'm going to get rid of the text size. I'll actually keep the alarm though, because I need those. Yeah, cool. So we can use this search bar to look stuff up. On the Android, it's exactly the same. So on the Android, you go to settings, there will be a search bar somewhere. And yeah. So yeah, I showed you guys the slide up menu. So now that we're in settings, I'll go ahead and I'll show you some stuff. So I already showed you how to search for stuff in settings, right? So this is a very powerful tool to, like, hey, I want to change my Wi-Fi settings. So let's look up Wi-Fi and there you go. It's the first result. It'll take me directly to the Wi-Fi settings. Android will have exactly the same thing.
It's a shortcut.
It's a very useful shortcut, yeah. So now, let me show you guys storage. So this is pretty important. Oftentimes your phone will complain that it's almost out of storage, which is a real pain in the neck, believe me. But if you want to see how your storage is doing, then at the top, you can just look up storage. Now it gives us a few options. The most relevant one isn't always the first one displayed. So I'm interested in general storage. I'm not interested in iCloud storage. So I can go this third one here, general storage. You see it says storage and then general. I mean, it's in small text, but I'll say storage, click that. It'll take us to the storage. So we can see my iPhone and its meager 32 gigabyte storage is almost full. It actually breaks down how much storage each app is using. So we can see for some stupid reason, messages is taking up the most space. It takes up an entire 1.35 gigabytes. For reference, a gigabyte is 1,000 megabytes, and then 1 megabyte is 1,000 kilobytes. So a gigabyte's the largest unit of measurement there. Or not largest, but it's a big one. So this I can see my storage. Android, you'll see something similar. So you'll look up storage and it'll show you storage.
What are those bytes again? A gig?
So from smallest, the most relevant units of measurement are byte,
Right.
tiny little thing, kilobyte, which is
Bigger?
1,000 bytes, yeah. Megabyte, which is 1,000 kilobytes. Gigabyte, which is 1,000 megabytes.
So giga is the biggest.
I mean, you can get bigger, believe me, but like in terms of like consumer hardware, like gigabytes pretty much your biggest, yeah.
How many gigabytes would you say the phone has?
And I mean, mine has 32.
32.
Mine has 32. Yours
And
might
how
have
much-
more or less.
How much of that is used to run the phone?
I think like,
Roughly, just roughly.
yeah, so that's a great question. If you go to a store and you buy a phone, it might say, oh yeah, the phone has 64 gigabytes of storage. But off the cuff, it'll take up maybe like 10 to 12 gigabytes for the operating system. So that will be monopolized by the software of the phone itself. And then you can add your own stuff on top. So really, if it says like 64 gigabytes of storage, it's really more like you have 52 to 56. And then you can use that for apps, photos, videos, whatever.
But when you buy a contract, you're gonna have gigabytes or whatever on your plan.
You mean like a phone plan?
Yeah, is that different?
It is different. So that
Oh,
is,
okay.
so oftentimes you'll see ads or something for different carriers and they'll say you can get unlimited data.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. What that is saying is on a phone, if I'm not using Wi-Fi, I'm using data to access the internet. Data is Wi-Fi delivered to you by your phone carrier.
Okay.
So if you have unlimited data, you can take in as much as you want, right? But if you're on like, let's say you're on like a 10 gigabyte data plan, you have to be more careful. So if you have like 10 gigabytes of data per month, it may sound like a lot, but if you are watching YouTube videos or listening to streams or even like browsing like Instagram or Facebook and you're looking at a lot of photos, every time you look at a video, every time you listen to a podcast, what is your phone doing? It's downloading that stuff. If only temporarily, but it's still downloading. So if you watch a YouTube video that's like 60 minutes long, good chance that that video is like 2 to 3 gigabytes just by itself.
Will the phone tell you that you're low?
So the phone doesn't, the phone will try its best, but the phone's metric for how much data you've used will be different to your carriers. Oftentimes carriers will bloat the number a little bit more than your phone. So your phone will say, oh, you've used 5.7 gigabytes of data so far. Your carrier will say, no, buddy, you've used like 6.1. That's something I've seen a few times. Yeah, so storage is important. Your phone will oftentimes complain about storage running out. My phone is currently doing that. It's very annoying. Yeah, so storage, wallpaper. You asked me about wallpapers. So this is actually a fun thing you can do. So on an iPhone and on an Android, you can go ahead and look up wallpaper, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then this gives you the option to change your wallpaper. So I won't do it because I like my wallpaper. But if you go ahead and tap choose new wallpaper, it'll take you to your photo gallery. And then you can choose a wallpaper, right? So you can choose from your photo gallery, like a picture of your dog or whatever. My wallpaper, oh, damn it. I just took myself off the stream. I keep doing this. 1 second. I'll show you guys my wallpaper though. It's kind of cute. I'll let you guys guess who is in my wallpaper. How do I do this most effectively? Let's see. I'll delete all my notifications. A lot of notifications. Oh, finally. I did this like study at the beginning of the year And the guy said he'd give me a Amazon gift card. I think he just did, so that's nice. Anyways, you can see my wallpaper behind the big zoom rectangle. Can you guys guess who that is?
You.
It's not me. Very similar to me.
Brother?
It is my brother. Yeah, it's my younger brother. That's us. That's a picture of him. That's we're near the U Chicago campus.
Oh.
I'm from Chicago. We're near the University of Chicago campus. There's a really good pizza place there that our family goes to a lot. And this is a picture of him looking angsty in front of the pizza place. Yeah, but you can change your wallpaper from its default to something nicer. That's a nice little customizable thing you can do. Make your phone your own. You know, that's
Here's a question.
yeah.
I have a friend, she always sends me a message on WhatsApp,
Uh-huh.
but she always changes her picture.
Yeah.
And I always wondered how she did that.
Do you want? I can show you. You want to
Yeah.
see? Okay. So I have WhatsApp. I only got WhatsApp because a good like 25 to 30% of the students at Cornell are from India, and
Oh.
yeah, and they don't, and so I can't text them directly because they have international numbers, but with WhatsApp you can.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and I'll open WhatsApp. It's acting goofy because it just feels like it. Then hold on, give me a sec. It's acting really slow.
Do you have to pay for WhatsApp?
Nope, completely free. So let me see if I can show you settings. So I go to my profile. So okay, if you want to change your picture, you can go to settings, which is you see bottom right, like it's the bottom right button. So we have chats, settings, right? So it's right here. So we tap there, and then I can tap my profile at the top, right? And then it gives me the ability, if I say edit here, I can say edit, and then I can delete photo, take photo, or choose photo. So if you want to choose from your gallery, you just do that. Yeah.
Or you can just take a new one.
You just take a new one right there, or you can choose from your phone gallery. It's up to you. Yeah. Okay. Wallpaper and accessibility settings. So again, one more time, I'm going to go to settings, right? And then one more that I think you guys might find useful, and that plenty of people find very useful, is accessibility. So this gives you different options. So you can use like a zoom feature, which will like make parts of the screen bigger. But it's good to just like scroll through here and see what might be useful for you. So if you want like certain text to be bigger, you can go to like display and text size, motion, you know. It's just, if you find like trouble, like text is consistently too small or certain elements on the screen are too small, accessibility, there are some features that help you navigate through those things. Cool. So finally, I'll go ahead and I'll take you guys through some of the basic iPhone apps. So on my home screen, we can actually see a few apps here. So let me be very clear which ones are from Apple and which ones are from just me downloading them. So I'm gonna just tap on the ones on the screen that are from Apple. This, and this. And that's it. Oh, and these two. And this.
What about the date? What it's coming?
This one?
Yeah.
That's a Google Calendar. So that's an app I downloaded. I downloaded it because I have a few Google accounts. So this is just nice so I can access the calendar of those Google accounts. But the rest of these are like social media. So we have YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. This actually is for school. This is for school.
Do you have to pay for YouTube?
Nope, no, it's free. You can just download it from the App Store. This is Spotify. I choose it for my music player. So you can just listen to music. It's like a monthly subscription thing that you can listen to whatever you like. It's really nice. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take you through some of these apps. So first, FaceTime. Pretty straightforward. The way that these are arranged on your phone might be a little different. But if I just go ahead and hit FaceTime, then I get a few options. So I can call my friend Mark. I can call my sister, my brother, my mom. It's kind of funny. You can see like who I'm talking to. And, like most of them are my family. I'm not going to right now because I think it'd be weird if I just called them in the middle of class. But if I wanted to, I could call my buddy Mark, or I could call somebody else, right? So we have a few options. I could just tap their name and it'll oh wait. Yeah. I can just tap their name and it'll allow me to call them. Alternatively, I can tap the little eye here. So this green eye, and it gives me some information about them. So this is Mark, his phone number, his email, and then I can choose to message him. I can choose to call him. Yeah, so a few different options, right? Then we have the calendar. So might look a little bit different for you, but this is just like a monthly. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to summarize what a calendar is for you. You know what it is. But like, if I tap on a specific day, so I'll go ahead and I'll tap on the 21, right? It seems as though there's not really anything happening today, but it'll list off the things I have in like in the future. So on Wednesday, I am doing like a panel for my undergrad. On Thursday, wait, what? Oh, that's next Thursday. Okay. My brother is actually flying in next Thursday. He's going to be here for a few days. But yeah, it just kind of lists off some of the events you have coming up. And then you can actually add a new event. So if you hit the little plus button at the top, right here, hit the little plus button, you can add a new event. You can give it a title. We can say, I don't know, new event, right? Whatever. And then you can give it a different location, right? We can say whether or not it's taking place all day, but then we can specify the date. So let's say this new event, it's happening tomorrow. You know what? Screw it. Actually, does anyone have a birthday coming up? Yeah.
My husband does.
Your husband
April
does?
16th.
What's that?
April 16th.
April 16th. Okay, so what's his name?
Claude.
What's that?
Claude.
Claude?
Yeah.
Okay, so Claude's birthday party. So everyone's invited. So April, you said April 16th?
Yeah.
Okay, so April 16th. This is gonna be a wild party. So we're starting at you know what? We'll start at 6 a.m. and we're gonna go all the way to let's say 11:55 p.m.
Oh,
So it's a hell of a birthday party.
yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
And the Saxons.
Yeah, right. So I mean, I can hardly last like 2 hours in front of people. So
Likewise, like,
yeah. So yeah, we have Claude's birthday party. It can repeat. You can say it repeats every year.
yeah.
So or it repeats every month. Screw it. Claude's he loves his parties. You can end the repeat, so we'll just have it stop repeating at a certain point. Yeah, but it's super
Sorry,
customized.
I thought I saw a thing like invitees, so what?
Yeah.
Could you put notes on that?
So here, add invitees, so we can say I'll invite myself.
Yeah.
I'll invite my school email.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and there we go. I'll hit done. So this guy hasn't responded yet. This guy being literally just me, but like my school email.
Okay.
I think they'll get an email asking if they want to join. Yeah. Oh, and then also this is very important this is really important for calendar events. If I say alert, this is super useful. So you want to say like, oh, alert me 1 hour before the event. And then it'll ask, oh, do you want to set a second alert? Yeah. Alert me 1 day before the event. It only lets you set 2 alerts for some stupid reason, but it's pretty important. Like I know I tend to forget about things sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just nice. The phone will like kick you and be like, hey, an hour, you have to be at Claude's birthday party. And then you have another alert the day before. So yeah.
That should be.
Right. Cool. So unfortunately, this is entirely made up. Who knows? Maybe Claude is on your birthday party. Who knows? But yeah. So there's the calendar and photos.
How do you add an app?
How do you add an app? Okay, great question. For that, we can go to the App Store. So again, this depends. So on an Android, it's called like Google Play.
Oh, Play Store.
There you go, Play Store.
Okay.
On a phone, it's called the App Store. They sell apps. There you go. A lot of these are free. In fact, a decent amount of like the necessary ones. So Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Most social networking is free. So if you look up, let's go ahead and search. So in order to search stuff, you just tap here. And we can look up, for example, oh, I need to download Zoom onto my phone. We just look up Zoom. And there you go. I'm going to download, well, I already have it, but yeah, this one right here. Zoom Cloud Meetings, the one at the very top. You can see I already have it. I'm actually using it right now, but this is how you get new apps in your phone.
Oh,
So you'll probably need to put in like a password. Like it'll ask you like, hey, what's the password for your account? You download it. Or you're downloading your app. But yeah, that's how you add new apps. If you pay for an app, so if you actually have to buy the app, so there's certain games or whatever that you have to pay for. On both the Play Store and on iPhone, you only have to buy the app once. So there's like a game I bought when I was in like 6th grade called Angry Birds. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but yeah. So I bought it in 6th grade. I'm allowed now to just re-download it for free if I want. So I only ever have to pay for it once, right? I'm effectively paying for like just the right to download it whenever I want.
How much would something like that be?
Depends. Like a lot of games are $1. So like that game is like a puzzle game. It's $1.
A month?
Nope, just once, whenever.
Oh.
Yeah. Some apps have some apps are like free, but then they have built-in like subscription like a subscription. So for example, there's an app called Bear, which is very good for taking notes. I actually had it on the Mac. The free version is pretty all right. But there's a paid version that allows more functionality, so you can like take your notes and like save them as certain files. But in order to have that, you need to pay $1.99 per month. And then that's done through like Apple or Google Pay or whatever. Yeah. Cool. So we have the App Store, FaceTime, calendar, photos. I mean, I don't know what I could say about photos. It's just your photo gallery. Camera, you know, I mean, I don't know what else I can, it's literally a camera. It's like 4 of me in the room right now. This is kind of funny. So then actually on the iPhone, we have a few different like options, which are kind of fun. On the iPhone, when you're taking a photo, so let me show you what I mean. Let's say we're taking a photo of outside, right? Okay, you can see it. So I want to take a photo of outside. I can focus on different elements in the frame, like I can change the light level. So you'll see right now that I'm taking a picture of the apartment complex nearby, right? But then there's like at the bottom, we have this rock formation, right? But the rock formation is kind of dim. If for some reason I want to take a picture of the rock formation without it being dim, if I basically tap on the rock formation like I am right now, it'll change the, anyone here a photographer? Okay, good. So I can sound stupid and know what I'm doing. It'll change the aperture or something like that. It'll change the light level to conform to that. So if there's something in your environment that's kind of dim, then tap on it and it will increase how much light is in the photo so that it appears. Yeah. So yeah, like for example, here I want to take a picture of the rock formation, so I'll tap on the rock formation and you can see it's a little less dim, but then the background is really, really bright. So then a better way to do this is I tap on like the apartment complex and now it's focusing on that light level.
The sky is too dark.
Yeah, right. So you basically use like you want to tap on the area of the screen that you're focusing on, right? There's also a few different like fun modes you can do. So time lapse, this is super fun. On an iPhone, maybe an Android has this. So if I tap time lapse, what it does is it takes a photo every half second or something like that. So I'm letting it run for a little bit now. So it's not like a video, because video just is a video, but this is like a time lapse. So something fun you can do, like say you bake a cake, you can take your phone, put it in the background, like point it towards you baking the cake, have it do a time lapse, and it'll take this like cool like compilation shot of you like assembling. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I've taken a time lapse of this, right? So if I view it, so we can see here, it's a little subtle. Let me show you what I mean. If how do I do this? Well, whatever. Time lapses are cool. If they're good for like recording something that takes a long time, and then it'll like, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, sometimes the videos on with food, you see her mixing, well, how many times do you have to see her mix? So she'll start mixing the cake with the butter and then jump to the end.
Yeah, right. It's like that. It's like, think about it. It's taking a picture every half second. So instead of you seeing a mix, it'll be like skip to the next mix. But it's like a fun thing you can do for something like a process that takes a while. Portrait. So this is kind of interesting. I've never tended to use this, but like you can take a photo of someone. Oh, why is it not streaming then? I don't know why it does this. 1 second. Yeah, we have different camera modes you can use. Sorry, I don't know why it keeps disconnecting. It's very goofy. Still not streaming. The iPhones are great for privacy. And we know this because it's being a pain in the neck right now for privacy purposes. It's trying to protect me from like whatever, but. Oh, I know why it broke the stream. It broke the stream because I entered the camera or something stupid like that, whatever. But yeah, camera has a bunch of fun little features you can use. You can explore it on your own. There's also a slow-mo camera on the iPhone and probably on the Android, which increases the amount of frames per second. I don't know why it's just not recording anymore. Hold on a second, sorry. There's also a slow-mo camera, there's stuff like that. What the hell? Just a sec. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, hopefully that is. We have some like weird technical difficulties. Anyways, okay, hopefully that doesn't break anything, like that is like maintaining the recording, but okay, so camera, then let's see. What else? I guess we're almost done anyways, but then I should probably go over like 1 or 2 more things. So
complicated.
it won't let me share my screen anymore. I don't know why. Whoa. That's weird. Okay, well, I have no idea why the hell my phone just refuses to record its screen anymore.
You confused it.
I guess.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my god, my phone. Yeah, my phone's having like a mental breakdown right now.
So many things. Yeah.
So many things.
I've just like shattered the I've like shattered the unstoppable fidelity of Apple's design. Like they're supposed to be like the most stable thing in the world, and here I am just like breaking it from doing absolutely nothing wrong. Okay, well, we're pretty much at time anyways.
No.
Does anybody have, let's see.
No, it's only, I think, 1/3 to 2/3.
So so we have, so it's 1:30 to 2:30 on Monday, so it's 1:30 to 2:30, Monday, Wednesday. And then on Monday, 2:30 to 3 is like tech help. So right now,
Monday is tech help.
yeah. See, what's that?
That phone?
Well, like if you just have if you have like a question about your phone and you want me to help you out with it,
Oh.
then yeah. So I'm here for another half hour if you need any help with the
Okay.
device or something.
Okay, first question.
What's that?
Sometimes my phone is off, but I still hear a little music, but it's